And welcome back to Big Movie Mouth Off. Seems like we've been here forever.
I'm not leaving.
We're still here at Groovy Cinema Pub, our kind host reviewing more movies. One more this week at least. I'm Jeff Rice with MSN Entertainment.
And I'm Jimmy Martin with Slug Magazine. You can find Big Movie Mouth Off on Xfinity Channel 6, also on their on-demand system, Utah On Demand, Salt Lake Alternative, Big Movie Mouth Off right there. Tons of movies, tons of reviews. I'm not going to stop talking about it.
Yeah.
Hit it.
You can tell we're heading into Oscar season.
Yes, we are.
Because we're starting to get more Oscar bait. Yay! Like Hitchcock. Sort of a biographical drama about the filmmaker, played here by Anthony Hopkins. This is really the story of how he made Psycho.
Which was not easy.
No, it wasn't.
But well worth it.
Yes. Director Sasha Gerwasi, who also did the excellent rock documentary Anvil, the story of Anvil, takes charge for this film, which is really in love with movie history. So much attention to detail, and yet there's also a very welcome Hitchcock-like sense of humor to the film.
Absolutely.
Such as...
a dark sense of humor.
Yes. I don't want to spoil too much, but it opens and ends with essentially Alfred Hitchcock Presents style intros to the movie.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Absolutely. Hopkins under heavy makeup and a fat suit, almost unrecognizable, doing his best job at creating Hitch's many mannerisms. His long-suffering companion, wife, collaborator, Alma, is played by the always excellent Helen Mirren.
She's phenomenal.
And some really smart casting goes into the actors who play the part players in Psycho. They include Scarlett Johansson,
Jessica Biel.
and surprisingly, Jessica Biel, who plays Vera Miles.
All of us harbour dark recesses of violence and horror. I'm just a man hiding in the corner with a camera, watching.
Mr. Hitchcock, you're the most famous director in the history of the medium, but you're 60 years old. Shouldn't you just quit while you're ahead?
This is murder. I'm getting blisters just watching you.
He's going out of his mind looking for his next project.
I need something fresh, something different.
It was the knife that, a moment later, cut off her scream and her head. Charming. Doris Day should do it as a musical.
Good afternoon. This book, Psycho, was fiendishly entertaining.
Is this really going to be your next picture?
Yes, madam. By the way, try the finger sandwiches. They're real fingers.
No one respects the name Hitchcock more than Paramount. But even a talented man sometimes backs the wrong horse.
This is Mr. Hitchcock's next film.
Fine, if you can get the money.
Who do I make it out to?
Well, are we going to have to sell the whole house or just the pool?
You know, you say this film, it really is. It's almost like a thank you to old cinema.
Right?
And I love it because where we've come from when this film was made to now, it's funny to see the stuff he had to go through to get to make this film. I mean, really, the scenes with the board of conduct, to where you have to get a seal of approval or your film will not play in any American theaters. It blows me away that he got the shower scene in Psycho, which is one of the most terrifying scenes in film history, but they were questioning him shooting a toilet, and not only shooting it, having it flush, because it had never been on screen before. And it boggles the mind of what this man had to go through. And knowing what we know about what a masterpiece this became, knowing that Paramount had no
faith in it
no
whatsoever.
faith in it all, wouldn't give him the money, so he mortgaged his house.
Yep, self-financed. Which turned out to be a really smart move on Hitch's part. He got to take 60% of the profits.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
eat that Paramount.
whoops,
You are intrigued, aren't you? Killing off your leading lady halfway through the movie.
How are you going to shoot this shower scene? It's only that, well, from here up, I'm not exactly boyish.
You shouldn't wait till halfway through. Kill her off after 30 minutes.
Well.
What?
you letting him do something so tasteless?
Don't upset yourself, darling. It's only a bloody movie.
More anger! More!
You're married to a man obsessed by murder.
This will not be released in this country.
Show me some damn footage now!
I'm under extraordinary pressures on this picture, and the least you could do is give me your full support.
We've mortgaged our house! I am your wife. I celebrate with you when the reviews are good. I cry for you when they are bad. And I put up with those people who look through me as if I were invisible because all they can see is the great and glorious genius Alfred Hitchcock.
How does it end?
I promised Mother I wouldn't tell.
Oh, you imp. You've got nudity in there.
While her breasts were rather large, it was a challenge not to show them.
You say Anthony Hopkins is unrecognizable. He is. It's one of those roles that I would say you were born to play.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would say Jamie Foxx's Ray Charles. I think was just amazing. He disappeared in that role. Heath Ledger's the Joker disappeared in that role. Anthony Hopkins somehow just gathered the spirit of Alfred Hitchcock and just went with it. And it's phenomenal.
And you can tell he's actually having fun for a change.
Oh, yeah.
Which is something we can't say of Hopkins lately.
Yeah.
He actually seems to be having fun. The entire cast is having fun, by the way.
Yeah.
James Darcy plays Tony Perkins. Excellent casting. And by the way, Kurtwood Smith from that 70s show is the head of the censor board.
And just the conversations between those two are just hilarious. But but I want to kind of go on to Helen Mirren, who, when did she ever not do a really well job?
Right.
But to watch this character, and there's a line there that says, dealing with an artist of his magnitude is almost impossible to be married to, but well worth it.
Right.
And it exactly defines that character because he is a jackass. He's a womanizer.
He's a would-be womanizer.
I'll even say he was a pervert in a sense, And she puts up with it left and right, because, yes, he does love her with all of his heart, but he's such a jackass.
And thank you for bringing that up, because biographical pictures often fall in love with their subjects to a point that they become sickening. This is a warts and all portrait of Hitch during at least this period of his career and life. And you're right, he was a proof.
Oh, he's...
People's...
Yeah, I'll say this. He's a genius director. I mean, I'd probably put him up against 99% of directors out there. But he was a pervert.
Yeah. Fascinating piece of movie history. Only a few small faults when my least favorite character actor shows up for a little too much screen time. That's Danny Houston.
I knew you were going to say it. But I'll say this: if you like, I love going on to Internet Movie Database and reading trivia,
right?
And kind of reading about the behind the scenes of certain films and how it got made. This is basically doing that with visuals, stunning acting, direction. I mean,
but smart in a way that actually informs you.
Yeah, I mean, I learned stuff I never knew,
and done again with a fun, winking sense of humor.
Yeah, and there's dream sequences where he involves himself in inspiration because Ed Gein.
Played by character actor Michael Wincott.
Which is so good too. And so he's the inspiration behind Psycho, and he places himself within the murder. So on those things, it's terrifying. And then you just flip that pancake, and all of a sudden you've got hilarious comedy going on. And it works because it's not like when we talked about Flight a few weeks ago, where it didn't know what it was.
Right.
This one knows exactly what it is. It's balanced perfectly. It walks that tightrope of comedy and horror. And it's and the king of suspense. I mean,
absolutely. And based on this film, as well as Anvil and his script for the movie The Terminal, I look forward to what Sasha Gervasi has going on down the road in his career.
Yeah.
3.5 stars, Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. 3.5 all the way. Like I said, I think there's a little bumps here and there, not much.
Nope.
But if you're going just performances wise, I think Anthony Hopkins is absolutely 4 stars. And same thing with Helen Mirren.
Absolutely.
And I will be shocked if they don't get nominated for an Oscar. So, and if they don't, well then we're in for one hell of a ride.
Right, because then there must be some really, really, really good things.
So there you have it. Check out Hitchcock. You'll learn something about film history.
But